Well, as promised, voila, dump truck. Specifically, a Mack CS 200P is the model. It's the midliner series, from what I've gathered via the internet. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the engine in it is a Renault. Everything I've read online is pointing to that. What size it is, I don't know. I want to say like a 6.2 or 6.4 or something another. It's got a 6-speed in it, or what I believe to be a 6-speed. It's got 6 forward gears anyways. I don't know if they call that a 5-speed with one low or just a straight 6-speed. I'm not real sure, but that's about as much as I know about it. I've done a little bit of research online. There's not a ton of information about these things out there. So yeah, let's do a full walk around on the whole thing. I'll lift the bed up. I got quite a few things on here that I've noticed that are either broken or just need a bit of maintenance. Also some upgrades needed, such as like the lighting, pretty old outdated lights, still using halogen bulbs, and just various things that I've noticed that could be attended to and shown a little bit of love. So yeah, and then also, man, for all you people out there in YouTube land, I've got some questions, because there is some things on here that I've noticed that are incorrect. Well, they're broken, and I have no idea what they are, and I can't find any information on them. So hopefully you guys can help me out a little bit with that. So yeah, let's do a full walk around and show you everything. Right, guys, here it is in all of its glory. See if I can do this without stepping on any prickly pear. Yeah, you know, kind of one of the first things I've noticed, and I have absolutely no idea what this is. I mean, I can see that it's part of the air brake system. I have noticed that this is the pressure relief valve as the pressure builds up. So from what I'm told or what I've read, the brakes on this truck are air over hydraulic. They work extremely well. This thing stops super easy. I mean, you can't hit the pedal too hard, otherwise you're going to go flying through the windshield. But this reservoir is obviously bad. It's got a big hole in it. I can't figure out what this is, and reading online, I've looked up a part number on it, which is right in there. I've looked that up, but there's nothing that shows me what this reservoir is. And what's even more strange is that it doesn't, it appears to be connected to this canister, but I don't know what that thing is. I have no idea. So maybe one of you guys can help me out, and better yet, figure out where to get a new reservoir for it, and that would be great, because I don't know. The batteries are located inside of here. Let me show you here. Yeah, up underneath the driver's side door, you got a couple batteries. What else we got? Oh, I mean, it's in pretty good shape overall. The bed itself's a little rough. It's got some holes in it. Let me see if I can pop up here. It's got one pretty good hole in it. Let's see here. That one there. And yeah, it's it's a little beat up. Little on the beat up side, but you know what? For using it around the ranch here, this is gonna be just fine. I think it'll work really nicely for us. But stuff like this, like where the boards mount, that's all bent over and messed up. We're gonna fix all this stuff, put some new boards on it, kind of straighten out some of this metal here would be good. One thing I want to use this truck for is building some roads, and then also repairing some of our roads out here. And so I think this hitch is going to be in our way, so that when this tailgate opens and caliche rock or road-based rock starts to come out, I think it's going to hit that, and I'm going to get a big void in my dump when I go to dump that. So I may build some sort of, I've seen some guys build like this kind of flange deal right here, where it dumps really nice and smooth past the hitch. And I might even cut that hitch off altogether, because eventually I'd like to get a trailer that is capable of pulling a backhoe or my skid steer, some little bit heavier equipment than what my pickup can do. So we might end up building a new hitch for that thing at some point. That'd be kind of cool. Mud flaps are intact, although they've seen their better days. Everything on this truck has seen its better days, but you know, it's all right. I think we'll all live. I have noticed that, well, for one thing, in the interior, the fuel gauge isn't working. Most all the other gauges are working, but the fuel gauge isn't working, so I need to figure out what's going on there. Maybe we just have a bad connection on the sending unit, or maybe the sending unit's bad. I'm not sure. I have not looked in depth into anything on this truck just yet, so we're getting there. I did notice let's see here, this is the hydraulic cylinder, or the hydraulic pump. The PTO shaft is going up there to the transmission. This thing is clearly leaking. Well, it's either leaking from here, or that is drainage from the dump cylinder. The dump cylinder for sure is leaking. I'll lift the bed up here in a minute and show you guys that, because it's for sure leaking. What else we got out here? I think that's a little close to the tire. I don't know. Apparently someone hit something with this bumper, so maybe we pull that bumper out just a touch. It's not rubbing, oddly enough. I was driving it and checked it. It doesn't rub, but yeah, maybe we pull that bumper out and clean it up a little bit. It's clearly been dinged up quite a bit by God knows what. It does have the infamous Bulldog on there, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the exterior. Yeah, let's open up the hood here and have a look. Right, grab you back. So it's actually surprisingly clean. I mean, it's not in bad shape underneath here. Whoever's had this truck for a while, they didn't do too much stuff to it as far as alterations or modifications, which in my mind is always good. If you can keep something factory, that's great, because it makes repairs a lot easier down the road. This air duct is done. It's got holes all in it. Yeah, it's done. Now this truck doesn't have AC, which here in West Texas really sucks. I might try to figure out a way to put some air on this thing. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I might just be running it in the mornings, or, you know, really using it during the winter time. And if I got to run it during the summer, well, it's going to be morning projects only, because it gets hot out here. One thing let me show you guys on the other side, because this is I don't even know what was going on here. So when I bought this thing, I couldn't get above 40 miles an hour. And well, first let me show you kind of the full view on this side. The blower for inside for the heater, right here, it's got to be stopped up with something. There's no air coming out inside whatsoever. Looks like someone's had it off before, maybe even trying to fix the problem, or God knows what's going on in there. But we'll dig into that. This thing here, I don't know what's going on here. What is that? Like, it's part of the windshield wiper, but it's spun around backwards. I don't know what the heck's, I don't know what that is. Like, what would that, I don't know. I'm not real sure. Yeah, like I said, the engine's actually in really good shape. Thing runs like a champ. But it would not it would not get above 40 miles an hour when I bought it. And what I noticed is, well, first of all, the fuel, I couldn't even get the truck to shut off. And I'm pretty sure this is not aftermarket. This is the fuel cutoff. They just had it on a cable. Well, that was bolted to the side of the injector pump right there. And so when the throttle, I don't know if you can see it down in there. I'll do a little bit more in-depth video on this because I need to fix it. Because right now I have to get out and actually manually push the fuel cutoff over to turn the engine off. But the throttle would not come all the way up. It was stopped, and yeah, it just, I was only getting like 40 miles an hour. So I pulled that fuel cutoff cable off, and I was able to get about another 1/4 inch of throttle, which got me up to a whopping 55. My God, this thing is so slow. I guess they're not really built to go fast. What else we got here? Let's check out the interior. It's a little rough. It's not crazy. The wing window's missing. I don't know where I'm gonna find one of those. I've started looking, but not much luck yet. The door handles, both sides, both interior door handles are broken and missing. The window crank, it's busted. There's not even one on the other side, so I think this thing saw a fair bit of work. But yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. It's what you would expect from a construction work truck. I'm assuming a speaker went there at one point. I don't know how anybody would listen to the radio and hear it so loud when you're driving it. Yeah, it's all pretty here. I mean, it's not been really messed with too much. Let's fire it up and I'll show you. Man, this thing starts up super easy. That's it. It's on and running. Got good oil pressure. It comes up here in a second. There it goes. Good oil pressure. Air's building up. Fuel gauge is busted. That guy's, who knows what's going on there. You know, and I don't know if it's just me. And maybe there's a bit of a grounding issue here in the gauges, but the RPM gauge seems like it's off, or maybe just low. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that just a little bit. But yeah, no air coming out of the vents. Fans on full. Oh, there's a little bit of air, not a ton. We'll sort that out. Yeah, it's got let's see here. Manual, like I said, it was a 6-speed. Here's your PTO right here to engage your PTO shaft for the hydraulic pump. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. And I think we're going to need a bit more air pressure to do that. And we'll lift this dump bed up and have a look up underneath it. So let's get this air pressure built up a little bit. I think it's got to get up to about 100 pounds before it'll activate that PTO. Getting close. Let's try that. Push the clutch in. Oh yeah, I think it engaged. Let's try and go up with it. There she goes. Here, I'll try and get you a shot. The dump cylinder is leaking pretty good on it. Let's see here. Let's maybe shut all this off. Okay. So I'm not going to crawl up underneath here with this bed lifted up in the air, but you can see, man, that cylinder's super wet. All the way up inside of there. Yeah. And it goes way up in there. But yeah, I don't know what seal's leaking, but man, clearly this thing's probably gonna need to be rebuilt. So I'm sure that'll be a chore. I don't even know how much hydraulic fluid's in here. Assuming this is the hydraulic reservoir, I would think so. This thing needs a good bath, for sure. But I wanted to do this video before we gave it a good bath. You know, stuff like this drives me crazy. See this side marker light here? Wires hanging down. Like, I don't even know why that's there, because you can catch stuff on it. Why didn't they just pop a hole here in the side and mount, you know, just a little recessed LED yellow marker light? Like, and then it's out of the way of everything. You're not going to catch yourself on it. Just stuff like that. I don't know why people don't update these things from time to time. You know, they did right here and here. I don't think these things work. Oops, sorry, can't even see that. Yeah, these two guys right here, I don't know if they're not hooked up or not working or what the case is, but when I turned the lights on last night, I got nothing. The back two lights worked, and the little three, I forget what those are called, but the little marker lights, they were working, although they were really dull. Man, the wiring's just a mess. All these stupid butt connectors with no heat shrink on them. It just, wiring just drives me crazy. How people just kind of whiz through it real quick, don't do it correctly to where it lasts really long. I mean, look, you got two butt splices right here and wire sticking out of one of them. Oh, drives me nuts. So yeah, we got lots of little things to fix up on this guy, but that's it. That's kind of the quick tour of everything. Let's back up here and give you a good shot right into the sun. Let's move over here to the other side. Using this new gimbal stabilizer for the camera, and man, it's taking a little getting used to, but it sure shoots a steady video. I'm sure I'm messing it up a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty cool. All the marker lights are on top. They don't work, but they're all there. What else we got? I think that's it. Plus side is this thing came with a full tank of diesel. And I don't know how much that tank holds, but it looks like a lot. It's probably I'll bet it's a 60-gallon tank, somewhere in there, 50, 60 gallons maybe. And it is completely full, so that's a big win. I don't know what that is in diesel price right now, but it's a lot. So that's really cool. I think that's basically it. Probably show you a little bit down here. Got a primary fuel filter, so the first stage fuel filters right here. We'll walk through and we'll do a good video on maintenance and repairs, and you guys are going to kind of have to learn with me. Well, a lot of you might already know, but I don't, and yeah, I'm just going to be kind of learning as I go. So all right, guys, well, that's it. That's the old dump truck in all of its glory. We got tons of work to do to it, lots of repairs, lots of things I know how to fix, a couple things I don't, a couple things I don't even know what they are. So should be pretty good fun. It's always fun to kind of get your hands on something new, something you don't know about, and learn a little something along the way. That hydraulic lift cylinder, I have seen some videos online of some guys rebuilding that themselves. I've never tried one. That's a big one too. It is really big, and I've noticed it's a telescoping one, so I think it's got 3 sections that come out, or maybe 2. I haven't looked at it real close, so I don't know if I'm gonna try to tackle that myself. I'll for sure pull it off. That I'm not afraid to do, so I can use the skid loader and take the weight off the bed and pull that cylinder out. Rebuilding it, I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'm a little limited nowadays on garage or shop space, so I have my entire shop and garage here, all my tools, but they're all in my storage container. Kind of a side note, I'm now living part-time in the Cayman Islands, working down there, and part-time out here in West Texas, doing all kinds of various things. But so I'm kind of splitting time, but since I moved from the coast in Corpus Christi out here, I don't have a shop, I don't have a garage, I have nothing. So we get to build all that. This is going to be kind of the new permanent home base, which is super exciting. It's really, really cool. However, it's going to be quite a substantial amount of work. A house, a shop, yeah, lots coming up. We'll start with this guy because right out here is where the shop's going, and I need a lot of caliche because I want to build a big pad out here, and then I've got a little overhead, kind of a carport thing, if you will. I need to store this underneath it, my skid loader, my gooseneck trailer, a whole mess of ranch equipment. So I want a big caliche pad out here, and this was kind of step number one at getting that done. How the heck I'm gonna spread it, I don't know. I could probably back drag it with my skid loader, but I think I know some guys out here around the area that might have a grader, so that would be cool. I've never ran a grader, but we'll see how that works out. I suppose I could back drag it all with my skid loader. That just seems very inefficient, but yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for right now, let's get this beast. Well, that's a loud motorcycle going down the highway. Man. For right now, let's get this thing all tuned up and maintained and all the repairs done and get it all ready, and we'll get started on some bigger and better things coming up. So we'll catch you guys on the next video. If you know what that reservoir is on that little thing that's on the air brake system, reach out, drop a comment. Where can I get a new one? What does it do? The brakes work great, so I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's supposed to be on there, otherwise it wouldn't be on there. But yeah, please reach out and let me know what it is, how it works. Is it needed? Is it not needed? Where can I find a new one? All that good stuff. So yeah, catch you guys later.